I've driven 103 laps around Mexico on F1 25 and today I'm showing you how much I improved. On top of that, I'm gonna try and get into the top 1% of the world. As you can see, that's a 1:15.1, the 850th spot out of 85,000 people who've set a lap time here. This won't be easy, but we're on board for my first lap, which wasn't that great, but I'm gonna improve massively, so stick around till the end to see if we can make this challenge and get to the top 1%. You can see this first lap. It's usually when I do these challenges, the first lap is also going to be the first lap of the day. So of course we're going to have to warm up a little bit. So the first lap is not going to be great, but we are still going to go on board so you can see how much we are going to improve in every corner. You can see also I have to get used to the world record setup, turning a little bit much everywhere. Going into the last sector here, unfortunately we invalidated. Like usually in the first lap of every track, we managed to invalidate it somewhere. So we're gonna cross the line in, I think, the 77,000 spot. It's a 17.1, which was the first lap. And in the second lap, we unfortunately invalidate, and then we're gonna go on board for my third lap, which is gonna be the kind of the benchmark, as this is my first valid lap that I'm gonna do. So for the first sector, you can see already gaining some time, 28.6 first sector. And then going into this middle sector, which is quite technical and slow, really hard to really get right, but we are gaining 3/10, as you can see on the top right, and it's going well, it's going decent in these S's. It's not really gaining any time, but it's fine. And then towards the end of the lap, let's see what we can do. We go a little bit deep, but we are up by 5/10, and then in this, I don't know what that was, but we're very squirrely, as I would say. We lose, like, I think 2/10 to my previous time, which already wasn't great. It was a 16.3, I think 16.1. It puts us in the top 10,000. Let's go, the top 11%. So we've got 1.2 seconds to gain. But in the lap straight after, you can see first sector already 10th up, and then in this middle sector we take it a little bit better in the first half, but in the second half we messed up a little bit. Then we're going to speed it up because we do not really gain much time, and into the last sector we go now. Can we finally hook it up? We go really deep again, but there was so much time to gain in this corner, which this time we missed the apex, but still we're gonna gain so much time, and it's about a 6/10 improvement, putting us to 15.7 already in the top 4% after 6 laps. But we all know the margins will get smaller every time. So now we are on board for lap 6, as you can see in the middle sector, the end of the middle sector. We managed to send it a lot more. We go purple, and then into the last sector we do not improve, we actually lose a tiny bit of time, and we're gonna cross the line and do a 15.610, putting us in the top 3.2% already. So that's promising. However, you know, by the title of this video, there's gonna be a little bit more laps. So yeah, we're not there yet. So let's see what happens in the rest of these laps. You can see me invalidate a couple of times. It's getting a little bit harder, but we're getting more in the rhythm, and into lap 11 we do a really good first sector for 11 laps, a 5:48. And towards the end of the lap, I'm just gonna skip it because I only lost some time, and we're gonna cross the line and go to a top 2.51%. Then after 7 more laps later, in lap 18, we're 2/10 down going into the last sector, but this looks way better, way more calm, way more composed, and we actually are gonna gain all the time. So we were 2/10 down, and we're gonna gain, and we're gonna improve really top by a lot, but it's a top 2.5%. Then in lap 20, we send it into the end of the second sector. As you can see in the top right, we're 1.5 tenths up, going into the last sector. Again, this last sector it's really hard to get right, and I keep braking too late. into the left-hander, really hard, and then into the right-hander here. We are going to improve again in lap 20, and it's going to be a 15.448. So we're slowly chipping away. We still need 3 more tenths though. And of course it's getting harder and harder. We're already in lap 21 now, in the top 2.1% now. Lap 21, again, a really good first sector. What can we do in the rest of this lap? We take a tight line through both of these corners. In the middle sector is actually a really nice middle sector here. Get very close to the apexes, and the exit is alright. We're 1.5 tenths up, and then we're gonna speed it up because, again, not really any improvements. I'm trying to show you how much I improved. And then into the last sector. Can we still hook the last sector up? 1.5 tenths up. You can see the time on the top right going up and up. However, the exit wasn't great. Into the right hander, it is not that nice, not that composed. But in lap 21, we're also going to improve again. Top 1.7%. We're getting closer and closer. However, we're not there yet. More and more invalidations. Moving on to lap 27 now. And this first sector, let's see what we can do. Hopping the curb really nicely there, and this is one of my best, maybe the best first sector that I have done in this whole video, a 28.465, but now I know that I'm up by that much. I start getting into my own head, and here you can see we go very deep, and unfortunately we're gonna invalidate, and that's such a shame, but that's kind of how this lap goes. You can have a very bad first and second sector and then nail the last sector and still improve. So in lap 31, we're down on our time. Into the last sector we go. We sweep the car in, keep a lot of minimum speed, but miss the apex slightly. We're going to throw it in here, but we know there was a lot of time in that last sector. Now we're going to improve to a 15.240. And this was a really tough time for me to beat. First session, this is lap 36. 1.2%. Top 1017th. We're almost there. Here you can see lap 37. We're up by almost a tenth. This will put us into that top 1%. Can I already do it? Within 37 laps, that's going to be the fastest so far. However, in that last sector, unfortunately, we do lose some time into the last corner, right-hander. We gain some time back. Is it going to be enough? However, no, it's not going to be enough, unfortunately. It's going to be another 0.2. So that's the end of session 1. A really tough time to beat. Into session 2 we go. This was a day after, maybe 2 days after. But it took me 9 laps to get up to speed. And here you can see we were up on our time. However, that last sector was quite alright for my standards. And yeah, we're gonna switch on straight away to lap 22. Where again we were going alright. But we're not gonna get close enough. And we're just gonna throw the lap away at the end of the lap here. And it's gonna be a 0.2, just 20,000 away, but unfortunately it's not gonna be enough, and this session is not gonna be enough. So lap 23 we go in the last sector. We are going green. What can we do? Unfortunately we invalidate. So after 23 laps, that's 60 laps we have driven now. We go on to the next session. I think this was the same day, I'm not quite sure, but we switched to the Ferrari. Maybe that's gonna help us. Going into the last sector here, it's really squirrely. I tried different things with the setup, but it's just not working out. We're gonna move on to lap 17 because I can keep showing you all the invalidations, I can keep showing you all the mistakes, but yeah, I don't know. We're just not hooking it up in this session again. This was just a day. Maybe I was just tired, but I couldn't hook it up and couldn't even get close. So we're gonna go on to day 3, session 4, lap 77. This is +8. This is lap 85. Sorry for my horrible math. However, lap 8, we're up on our time, half a tenth. Throwing it in here. We can see on the top right, there's so much time. We absolutely nailed that corner. I watched the world record setup and he didn't even brake for it. First time I broke for that corner. But he slightly lifts. I have to lift completely for that corner. Unfortunately, in the last sector, you can see the car just doesn't want to grip up. However, we're still going to improve. It's going to be a minor improvement. Is it going to be enough? It's really minor. It's going to be a top 1.1%. Remember, place 850 we are aiming for. And switching back to the Red Bull apparently seemed to have worked. Now on to lap 10. Can we hook it up in the last sector? Look at the time we're gaining. it looks like we're not gonna get close enough, but it is another 0.2. It's motivating me, and now on to lap 11 we go. Just another more invalidations, me trying my hardest to hook it up, keep it together, but yeah, you have to just send it into the first corners, and yeah, really hard to get right, especially with those curves. I'm not a fan of it, to be honest, but in lap 12 we really hook up the first sector. It's a 4-9-1 sector split. We're gonna speed up the rest of the lap, or the start of the first sector here. It was a lot of time, but frustratingly we miss out. Then we're almost 1.5 tenths down. We know we have to send it in this corner. We absolutely do. We are gonna gain a lot of time back. Is it gonna equal our time? No, we're 0.5 tenth down. Into the last sector we go. Lap 14. That is, let me not try the math. I think that's lap 91 we are on now. In the last sector we go. We are gonna nail the, get the time on the exit, and is it gonna be enough? It's gonna be enough for a top 1%. It's 833, but we've seen by now there's so much time in the lap, and I couldn't let this go. I just couldn't. So on to lap 15 we go. You can see the first sector. Still quite a lot of time in the first sector. Not a perfect first sector at all. We hop the curb there on the left-hander. Then to the right-hander, we want to keep it tight. Unfortunately, we lose a little bit of the car. But you can see the momentum on the top right. We have so much time in this lap. Unfortunately, through these S's, we do not send it as hard. So we're going to lose some time again. But we're still almost a tenth up on our time. We just have to nail the last sector to get a good time on the board. We do look very composed now. 2 tenths going into the last corner, but we go really deep. Mess up the exit, and it's such a waste. But it's still going to be an improvement. However, the video is not over, guys. We are still going to keep going, because I was still not happy with the lap. So you can see the laps go up, up, and up. Lap 23, we're up on our time, going into the last sector. Are we able to hook it up? We go a little bit, we missed the apex there slightly, losing us quite a lot of time. 1 tenth down. Can we make it up in the last corner? You can see how much time we lost in that last corner. What a waste. And we are going to improve minorly. And now it's time for lap 103, lap 26 of this session. Enjoy the lap. Yes, we are gonna improve to a 15.0, putting us in the top 600 of the world, just in PlayStation top 200. I was happy with this lap. I hope you guys enjoyed as well. If you did, smash that like button and subscribe. We just hit 1000 subscribers as I'm recording this video, and I want to thank you all for subbing and your support. In your screen right now you can see the same challenge I did, but on COTA in America. Go ahead and watch it, and I'll see you guys next time.